Hey guys, so this episode we'll be talking about basically the differences in living in Canada versus living in the Caribbean, where we all are from. So we're living, I can't even remember what I was gonna say. Cut that.
For me, the biggest shock was having to learn all the genders, the new genders in Canada.
Oh gosh.
Oh Lord.
Having to learn the X's and the Y's and everything. And then, not assuming people's gender and stuff like that here. And even though they may look like whatever on the outside, it's just you have to call them they, them, these. I don't know.
Mine was probably not, like back home, you just see cars on the side of the road, the music blasting, windows down, reggae, walking on the side of the road. It's none of that here.
No.
So people always have their radio, like the windows up, like music is barely be blasting. That's what I'm used to back home on the side of the road, just hearing reggae and whatever like that. It's a lot of white.
Quiet.
And the people staring at you on the bus like, is there a problem? Is your TV broken at home? Like, is this your only source of entertainment?
I am very impressed with the bus system over here, I must say, because back home is a whole joke. There's no bus stops. It's literally wherever you see a bus on the side of the road, it's like, hey, come stop here.
Imagine having a bus system with a schedule.
I know.
You know,
That's
times
what
I missed the bus and had to run behind a bus to the next stop because of that.
Ain't waiting for you in here.
No.
But when I just live in Antigua, right? Only one bus come during the dinner. So one bus go from my house to town, and then in the afternoon, one bus go from town back up to my house.
The bus system in the Caribbean could never, I must say, it's really impressive over here.
It cannot compare like at all. I think the bus system for me was like
a culture shock. Everything.
To it. You can't tell the bus man like, oh, a shot 25 cents. No.
Yeah, and you can't even
They
tell them.
actually kick you off when you show it.
And another thing, back home, you could tell them where to stop for you. Like, you'd be like, hey, let me off here, whatever.
You're right here.
Bus stop.
It's none of that back here. So that's something.
You know what is really concerning for me or hurtful? When you're like 2 corners back and the bus stop, way up, and you have to walk back. Don't let it be snowing and the sidewalk icy.
Yeah.
Don't let it be snowing and then the bus stop and you have to jump over the mountain of snow just to get to the sidewalk.
You know how much times by Smew on the little thing coming from the library running to catch the bus, I nearly bust my mouth.
That's another thing. Snow.
Yeah.
How was that? I love the snow. Actually.
I hate it.
I really do.
Love the snow.
I only like it when it's falling because after it's settled, everything just
love it.
brown and dirty and icky and slushy.
I love
hate
the snow.
it.
For me,
with a
I
passion.
had difficulty dressing for the winter.
Oh,
yes.
As I came here, like my
Oh,
outfit
yes.
used to be trash. Like I couldn't figure out how to like.
How to lay
I used to be outside in one little long sleeve shirt with a sweater on in 4-degree weather, and I'm like, what the hell? I need to get myself together.
It's true.
Because back home when it's cold, you just throw on one sweater and you're
good.
over the head.
The code is different.
Yeah.
I was trying to master the not bulky jacket, okay?
Yeah, but no.
That
That
bulky
ain't
jacket was not
real.
it.
No.
I never
real.
used that jacket.
I learned like black is a staple in the winter.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
It look cute with like anything. Once you have a nice staple black like winter coat, you will be on point.
I ended up getting a trench coat to wear with boots because
Look
I was
at
just
you.
like, this ain't working.
Look at you.
Okay.
Okay, what else? I also had to deal with like not having my food being actually seasoned.
Oh God.
Boy.
That's I
Especially when
hate
you go to
Canada.
residence.
Yes.
If you come to university and you end up in residence, that residence food go poison you, boy.
So let me tell you how I lived in res where you had to pay for meal plans and my friends didn't. I went to my friend's house and cooked.
That's what I would do. That's what I
Because
did.
I couldn't. They was tired of seeing me.
There was a little
They
kitchen.
sent me home.
Yeah. There was a little kitchen right
Shut
in
up
my
over there, okay?
right in my residence. So there was a little kitchen like in the actual like cafeteria. So I would be there and I'd be cooking my food in the actual cafeteria while the rest cafeteria people are cooking their food, and they would always come up like, oh my God, what are you making? That smells so good. I'm like,
Tell them hire you.
Caribbean
Hire
food.
you.
West Indian food.
That was another culture shock here for me, and a big thing. Like me and my roommate, we're from the Caribbean, and we had 2 like white Canadians there with us. Every single time we cook, oh my God, Like that type of stuff was so annoying to me. Like even coming over here, I had braids in my hair and they were so fascinated by my hair. Like, oh my God, how do you wash it? That's probably the most annoying thing ever because I switch up my hairstyle quite a lot and they're always like, oh my God, how do you do this? Oh my God, can I touch your hair? Oh my God, like that.
I want to know how is it that they don't recognize that this is not my hair? Because
my God,
I
how do you
used to
wash
work in the
that?
bank and I had repeated customers and I'm like, you can't see this is not my, like last week I had braids down to hair. You automatically think like what?
Yeah, like
I was done. My hair was this
don't
length
get
and
it.
now it here. How it grow overnight?
They don't
even
know.
the
They
wigs
just
and
don't
stuff,
know.
like oh my God, your hair looks so good. It's a wig, sis.
You like, right?
It's a wig.
Like, don't call me out of my life like that.
But yeah.
See, can't relate because they just all literally. I've never lived anywhere in life. I lived in Vancouver, right? But I've lived in Vancouver and Halifax. But I don't know what it is about Halifax specifically, but I can hardly leave my house without somebody touching my hair.
Oh no, I don't play
it's
that.
so
You know,
silky.
I don't play that.
They always, they do, but they always be in it, like especially at work, and it's nasty because I'm a server, right?
Yeah.
I work in a
Exactly.
restaurant, so I'm like, I'm here. You're eating your food. You want to be touching my hair with your
yeah.
nasty
But that's the
feet,
thing,
stinking
though.
dirty
Like,
hair.
Oh no, that's
They don't
a
have
no.
boundaries when it comes to
That's a-
touching sometimes.
I'm trying
boundaries.
to. I'm trying to take their plate, and they're like, "Oh my God, I love your hair," and the first instinct is to grab it,
Like at least back home, people would be like, "Can I touch your hair?" And here, they're just like, "I'm like, why are you fingering my?"
Y'all forgetting
Like,
the biggest,
what's going on?
the biggest
What?
difference. Time, like
Ooh.
in the Caribbean time, is
Caribbean
nothing.
time is different.
It's nothing. Here, you have to be on time for like everything. On time for the bus, on time for class, on time
Not
for any
even just
meeting.
on time, but
Good.
early.
Yeah.
Reservations.
I
to
feel like
go
that's a
out.
good thing.
Yes, like
Yeah,
really-
but
yeah,
it took
in
a while for me to
check,
adjust
yes.
to that. I was always late. I was even late for class to the point where I didn't even go.
Class.
Oh, that's another
I
thing.
would show up 15 minutes late every time to the same class, and I walk in, and the instructor would see me and be like, "Yeah."
I would roll up.
Yes.
You better than me.
Yes.
I would roll up with a
Every
full
single
plate of
time.
sushi. I would go late every single class, and I would come with a plate of sushi and sit down right. They walk down the hallway, and then my sushi just half
Oh,
half.
y'all,
I would
you
eat
know-
in class, no.
not me. Y'all here.
You know you already late and you stopped to Tim Hortons and you still getting something and now you half an hour late because Tim Hortons line already down by the colonnade and
Yeah.
Another big difference for me too was like how back home is like you respect your elders when you see somebody older than you, but like that was none of that over
No.
here. Like even with your
No,
professors, you don't even
professors.
you speak to them. They're like don't
First
call me
name
professor.
basis.
First name basis,
Yeah.
and like
even my
things-
manager, I'm like Mr. So and so and they're like, no, you can call.
You can't
I'm like,
call them
what?
ma'am or
Yes.
sir. Like
I'm
they're
not doing that.
offended.
But
But
also-
good afternoon, good morning. Like,
Yes,
Exactly what I was
walking.
about to
Yeah.
say.
They know you
Like,
get in
it's
the
so-
elevator and you say good morning and
Good
everybody
morning,
looking
good
at you
afternoon.
like,
I remember-
you walk in the corner, so you say good morning, good afternoon,
Yeah.
someplace, right?
Yeah.
I was
That's
so
different.
surprised because I distinctly remember the minute I got off the airplane and like the kiosk at the whatever to get off, like to get out to the airport. I said good out. I was like good night. I was like good night, sir. He was like good night. Are you from the Caribbean? I'm like yes. He was like
I
have
can
to
tell.
be." Like that was the very first thing somebody
Yes.
said to me over there. I was like good night, sir. Could you help me with good night? What do you mean good night? Are
Yeah.
you from the Caribbean?
Another thing was the yes mom and the yes sir.
Oh, they don't like
I
that.
was brought up with that and I used to say that a lot and then someone was like, why are you addressing me like that? And I'm just like, it's just respect.
It's just
And
respect.
it was like, no, I feel like you're trying to call me something. Like,
Right.
I'm not old. Like,
Like, no.
I'm like,
No, it's just
I'm sorry.
respectful.
And then when they have like supper,
yes,
Yes.
supper.
yeah, they don't have like dinner or whatever.
It's so early.
Their supper is like what,
6
around
o'clock.
Six
Yeah,
o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Like,
In
I
my
can't.
house,
6 o'clock, I just get home.
Exactly.
in my house, dinner was whenever the food was ready.
Exactly.
Exactly.
10 o'clock, I just eaten.
Whether that be 6 o'clock, whether that be 10 o'clock, that's when
Yes,
dinner was.
That's when dinner was.
For me,
Uh-huh.
for me, another thing was, especially because I used to spend so much time in bush and whatever, right? So I was like, y'all just breeze past that. But anyways, so, but
It was in the bush.
Doing what?
yeah, y'all disrespectful.
You got arrested over here, sweetie.
That's what I'm telling you. No, like literally,
What
I
bush
came
here?
right?
It's the forest.
The forest.
The
The forest.
I came here and I used to climb in people tree, me and
What?
people tree, me and pick mango, whatever. I came here and I was like, let me just climb this tree one time. Look
Okay, Tarzan.
when I tell you, they call security. Security run up to the tree. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. You have to come down. I was like,
Why were you up in the
You know, you're climbing trees and shit.
Why were you in the people's tree?
Cause that's what I just like tree. I just be in the tree.
No.
I just be in the tree.
Like you have to climb like the punch. I don't even understand.
Wow.
I have to look outside
Willem
to
knows
figure
the
out-
trees.
But I
That's
know
the
the
difference.
trees.
He knows.
I really
The only tree I know is the ones in the back of my yard, and I live in the damn
maple
forest.
trees. Like what trees you climbing?
There is no these trees so straight up here, Willem.
That's the thing. That's another thing. Yo.
Yo,
You
I'm
like
really,
climbing up the pole.
I am really sitting here imagining you in a
Climb a tree. Wow.
But it's true though, and just like small things like that.
Okay.
But that's just like small things like that, just like behavior wise, like oh you see someone with a tree that have fruit, whatever. Like even here, if you pass an apple tree, nobody can pick the apple off the tree.
That's a lie. I pull over on the side of the highway the other
Nobody
day
wants
and
you
pick
to
the
pick the
apple
apple
tree.
off.
Yeah, that's you.
That's you.
That's you.
Oh yeah,
No.
that's another thing. Like you used to just run up in your neighbor yard and go
pick
take this. It's
These
none of
people
that
so
over here,
nice.
man.
For me, I don't know what's poisonous or what ain't poisonous. So because it's just like laying the over here on the side of the road, I ain't eating it. I don't know, me not eat it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, me no know.
One thing for
I think the biggest cultural shock for all of us is just being around so many white people. I'm sorry, I don't mean to say that to be like racist or
It's
anything.
just different. It's
so
very
much
different.
white people. It's like I'm not used to that because growing up, it was just black people, and now to go here, it's just like I feel out of my element a bit. Like
Yeah.
if I didn't have my Caribbean
Grounded.
like groundings like this, I probably would be acting like a little valley girl probably. 'Cause
Listen.
it's
Ain't no
so
way.
You
hard.
ever
no
had
way.
a full day with
It's
them
so
and
hard.
you have to like your accent
Yes,
tone?
yes.
Listen,
The
I
code
have
switching.
I have a voice that is
Code switching.
completely
Code
different
switching.
from talking to
Code
them than
switching.
women. I don't know how I make it a whole 8-hour shift, and then when I walk out the door, it's like Mara said. I just mentally and exhausted. I just drain
Yes, it
from
is.
just trying to
It
make sure
is.
they understand what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
And right there in that job interview, boy.
Oh my god, my customer service voice.
It's
Trust me.
Hello,
completely
how may I help you
Hello,
today?
hello. How are you today?
it's completely
Would you like to
Welcome.
make a
Thank you for
return
coming
today?
in too.
But yes, it's
It was so
Yes.
bad that my first full year in Halifax without going home, when I went home, I came off the plane and the woman was like, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "I live here. I'm from the Bahamas."
the whole
I don't
accent
know.
change of
Yeah.
place that cussing.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just the Bahamas even, but y'all ever feel like when y'all come
Home,
home
everybody's
from school,
welcome you.
and no, everybody is be like, "Oh, you gone off now. You have this accent. Your accent
yeah.
gone or whatever."
Well,
I was
yeah,
like,
I've had that.
I don't have an accent to
Yeah,
speak of,
I've
so
had that.
It's always when you go back home after being off, they being like, "Oh, you acting like you white now, whatever. What happened to your accent or
that.
anything
I
like
feel
that?"
like it's because
Another day, anyway.
we've been trying to
adjust
adjust for so long,
and not stand out so
and
much.
then when you go back home, it's like everybody's speaking slang, and now you gotta remember the slang. Because honestly, sometimes I
Yo,
don't
our
remember
slang
everything.
has
It's not
evolved
e-
fast too.
It's not. I was going to say it's not even just that too. It's like you already have friends now from different Caribbean islands and stuff. You're picking up
Yes.
on their slang and stuff also. So
I
you're
pick up
using
so
that
many
slang.
slangs from all over the Caribbean.
Yes.
My favorite one is from St. Lucia. Isalap.
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 the best thing about that song is that somebody gonna say it and then everybody
Yes,
has to repeat it.
everybody
And one
says-
person say Isalab.
Yeah.
Then everybody chimes in Isalab.
Another thing for me.
Chala.
Another thing for me was realizing that all black isn't black.
Yeah.
No.
Like all black people ain't the same, boy.
Caribbean
No.
and black people are two.
Yeah, black Canadians
Yeah.
and black Caribbeans are completely
Different things, yeah.
things.
For me, I knew that because, as I said, my granny is from here. So my granny's from here. My grandfather is from Anguilla. So I would be back and forth. So I knew that, right? But even so, I was like, oh, yeah, I know this. I know this. I spend time in Nova Scotia. By them, I know this, right? But, and then I realized that even within black Canadian society, there's different groups, boy.
Yeah.
Because, like, my granny's group is way up in the country, but then, like, the ones from Dartmouth and Halifax,
Different.
they different.
Dartmouth different from Halifax completely.
Different.
Have any of you ever experienced like you don't know this black person from a can of paint and you walk in and they just be like,
Yeah.
Like-
I get that a
I
lot
love
with
that.
Caribbean
And you be
people.
like-
I love it.
"Hey,"
Yeah, I love
and
that.
then you start to continue your journey, and now they want to have a big conversation with you, and I'm like, okay, we did the nod, now continue.
I don't know why. For whatever reason, whenever I'm walking on the road, there's another black man passing me on the other side. I've never seen this person in my life. Every time I see him, just like, I'm just thinking to myself, like, stay strong, brother.
Like we're in this together.
What is this about?
I love it though. Yeah, I
It's
I
nice
love
to
that.
be like friendly with it, but it's just like, okay, we didn't do the nod. Keep moving. It's not socializing time.
I know we kind of touched on this as well, but I want to get back to that whole food situation and seasoning.
Did that hurt you?
No, it really does because I came
really
over
does
here.
hurt you.
I didn't know that I needed to pack up the Bahamas in order to come here
my
because I can't
seasonings.
find conch,
Yes.
I can't find fish, I can't find the right seasoning.
Conch
I
is
want.
illegal to import into North America.
So why they have it on the menu down at that restaurant? I ain't gonna call
They,
that
had,
name.
that they have it on the menu, but they can't actually serve it, and they don't actually have it in stock.
Toronto sells it though.
Well, that's Toronto,
And
baby. I
that's
don't know about
why-
It's
that.
sold in Toronto.
But it's illegal to
let's not
import.
go there.
If we are talking, Toronto is like gold for me being from the Caribbean because I
No.
feel like that's probably the closest to the Caribbean I could get. So like I wanna, if the area that we live in, I feel like it's too country. I don't know if I. If
I
was
love
in-
it.
I don't-
I don't think it's
too country for
bad.
me.
You know what? This is good. You need
I
to
need
go
some
in
more
the
blackness.
other areas
I'm
of Nova
sorry.
Scotia.
I need some more. I need some more roots. I need to
Like-
feel more grounded to my Caribbean self, and I feel like over here it's just a little bit too country for me.
And
Yeah.
that's, for me, that's what makes it closer to the Caribbean than Toronto. Because Toronto is like really fast paced.
Very exactly, very big city.
Yeah, it's more closer to like the vibe of like
See,
being
for
in
me,
Caribbean.
you see, for me, when I was living in Vancouver, right, I lived there for a bunch of years, and I actually moved to Nova Scotia to get more of the Caribbean grounding because I was like, I was in Nova Scotia. I mean, hear me, I was in Vancouver. I didn't know a damn soul, you know, and it's like the only person who's also West Indian is my mother. Right, so it's like me, my mother, and then like one other set of family friend from Antigua that live an hour away. Nobody got a driver office to them. So, and it's like I was tired because it for so many years and it was so draining.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, you know, I'm going to Nova Scotia because my cousins are there. I know West Indian people are there, so that's why I came to Nova
Yeah,
Scotia.
it's really,
Nova
it's
Scotia
really
is
tight-knit
full.
over here too.
Yes.
Like
It's-
you could go anywhere. You go in Halifax, you're gonna see somebody you know. Like,
yeah.
That's
It's so like
off-putting to
small.
me though. It's too small. A little bit too
Yeah,
small.
I also never
Caribbean
realized
boy too small.
too small. I also never realized how important it was to feel that connection
Yes.
to your Caribbean.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like how important
I took it for
that's-
granted back home.
Yeah. And one of the things that I remember when I would be back home and I'd never really traveled outside of the Caribbean before, and I'd always see the tourists and they're just walking around and they're just like, oh, it's so beautiful here. And they just walk around and they're just like, it's so wonderful. I'm just like,
And then
what
to
are
us
you-
it's like, it's
I was like,
Monday.
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is just life to
Yeah.
me. And then I remember being up here for like the first couple of years, and then the first time I went back home and I was like, yo.
You like you get a culture
Yes.
shock from your own country.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you just
This
want to
is
stand up in the sun
great.
the whole time.
Yes.
And be like, wow.
That was me just now when I went down for Christmas. I walked down and I was like, that was the first time I'd been back for Christmas in like 8 years now.
Wow.
So I went back and I was like, oh, wow, this is
Yeah.
this is nice.
Yeah, like I didn't spend Christmas homes either, and I think
Sorry
I kind
for
of
you.
miss it.
I miss it so much.
I miss it. I do.
It's like, what do they do home in Christmas now? Like I don't even
Carnival.
remember.
What do you mean?
I feel like I forgot a lot of
Only
things.
been home for 1 December.
Oh, I've been home every Christmas.
I only went my
cannot
first
spend it
year.
up here.
I went my first year for Christmas and summer, and after that, I was like, no, I'm staying in Canada.
Oh, that's your business.
I've been in Canada now 5 years, and I've only been home twice
I'm sorry for you.
in those whole 5 years.
I try to make it
condolences.
once a year at least, just to get my belly refill, you know.
But hold on, y'all still moving on. Y'all still moving on from this topic. The food though, like
Stop.
no, because they don't even have the regular seasonings, bro. Listen, you can't find complete seasoning over here. You can't find
No
any of
Goya.
Is that really
yeah.
all you are
Goya.
concerned
No,
about?
y'all not angry. I'm angry.
But do you
Because
know how to?
When I come, I bring that one trip a year. I make sure that I have a
And
suitcase.
the thing about
And you bring
Canada,
that.
the thing about Canada, they trying to be different from everybody. It ain't even just different from the Caribbean. It's different from the U.S. They have their own brand of things. Corn Pops, Fruit Loops. Like, it ain't just regular shit. Like, they want to be so different. They have their own things. And
Why
it's
they
just
can't
like,
have their own
I mean,
box?
I was about to say, technically, I feel a bit more healthy over here than
It
in the
is.
States.
That's the only difference.
Now.
I'm
Why they
just
can't
saying.
have their own?
No,
No, but it is healthier.
I ain't feel it.
Then in
I
the
want my
States?
Kellogg's Fruit
Then
In the States, it's much
Oh, I
healthier.
thought you were saying I'm back home.
No.
Then the States,
Then
yes.
in the
yes.
States. Yeah. No.
Anyway, that's the last time I could talk about it. Whatever.
For sure.
I know what I was going to say. One thing that was interesting to me was the difference in how people handle alcohol. Like, I remember growing up always hearing about people like passing out drunk, they black out or
Yeah,
whatever.
I've never
I had
Never
never
experienced it.
actually seen someone pass
White
out
girl
drunk.
wasted.
Like,
Yes,
No,
that's
I
a
tell you, like,
no, like I had never seen that until I came here. And it's not, and you know, we're from the Caribbean. You know we just
alcohol is
You-
we drink
you-
that from we
you
from
know that.
14,
But
from
when-
14.
But when people get super drunk back home, you just be like, yo, big man, let
And
me
then
go,
they get-
let me go home, man.
yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go.
Your picture when you're ready
And
to
I
go.
home.
Yeah.
But here, when they out,
They out.
Oh,
You
And
gotta
that's the thing
drive
is, like,
them.
without
You call in the
abandon.
paramedics.
Without abandon, because they will drink up to the point with them. They pass upon the road.
Yeah.
You me could have never so embarrassed to pass up on the road. boy.
Another thing that I realized with talking about the drinking thing is they don't look out for each other as much
No.
as people look out
No.
for each other. Like a girl will be drunk and she friends just like leaving her. there.
Yeah.
Like I don't understand it.
that.
And another thing for me is I remember the first party I was going to up here, right? I was getting ready all after 12 and 1.
Yeah.
I did my makeup and stuff. My friend telling me like, you know, the club's closed at like 2.
And I'm like, what?
At 2?
12 o'clock, I just trying to get up. You know, you didn't take your sleep and now you waking up
you're
to go
waking up
party.
to go get ready to go, but and back home, you know, party ain't finishing till sun coming up.
Okay.
So it's just strange. Like, yeah, it's just
For me,
strange.
my first party, it was a real culture shock. Now, I watch fraternities on TV. So I think in frat house, you know, we stepping and all of this.
Oh my God.
No, we were not. We went there and these bunch of white dudes was just there drinking, running up and screaming. And I'm like, what? And then the party was called ABM. Now they said all
about money.
anything but ABC or something, anything but clothes. Now I thought they meant like, you know, little tank tops and stuff. These niggas was in garbage bags. Like what?
I went to King's College, so y'all please.
Oh, that was your
That was not, I went to King's College. Them be wearing. Let me not.
like it
Y'all was wearing togas,
Like,
okay? Y'all know what you doing. They party on Monday. They'll be wearing togas. At 4 a.m. there was some outside. There's some people outside.
it was just different.
There's some people outside in black robes. People shuffling at 4 a.m. in the quad.
Wow. Oh, another thing,
The
right?
music.
We can't buy alcohol over here just anyway. We can't go in the supermarkets and buy alcohol.
No.
Yes.
You can't buy it in the gas station.
Liquor
There's one
stores?
company who
The
controls all
government,
the
Nova
alcohol.
Scotia.
bottles of alcohol.
You
Yeah.
can't walk outside with with your Guinness in your hand or
can't.
whatever.
Yeah, in here.
You can't walk outside with alcohol
can't be in the
or
front
open.
You know, you
Car.
shouldn't even have it in your car open.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh,
Well,
that's
back to the alcohol for a second. You know, I think it is because with like here, nobody drink with their family. Whereas like for us, at least that's what I saw. So
We
I was
all
like with
drink
my
with our
family, you know,
family.
in my family, if you're the youngest person, you're the bartender. Sometimes you reach about 6, somebody say, give me a rum and coke, and say, all right. They say, give me a scotch on the rocks, and say, okay, cool. You know?
Yeah.
And then I just take like a. When
But you know, back
That's
home,
it.
some people just put it in the baby bottle to make them go sleep.
So anyway,
I know about all that.
Um,
I don't know who some people is,
Wow.
but
Listen,
okay.
it's some wild things out there.
some people is not these people.
so yeah, like you know, like not being able to go walk down a grocery aisle and pick up my alcohol is different. Like you have to go to, it's called NSLC, it's Nova Scotia Liquor
Corporation or
Corporation,
something
whatever
like
it is.
Something.
That's the only place you could go get your bottles, unless you're obviously going to like a bar or something. You get glasses, but
Oh Lord, let's talk
Yes.
about the music. The music.
The music.
God.
Shot.
That's
Every club.
And the club, you ask them to play like Caribbean music, and Sean Paul is not the
Sean
only
Paul.
person in the
Just
Caribbean.
give me the line.
Like,
I
no.
everywhere.
I have a tremendous amount of respect for Sean Paul, right?
But he's not the
But
only
come on.
person in the Caribbean.
Come on, boss.
Or the Vibes Cartel Fever. Oh, you know that's their shit.
That's the only thing they know.
Fever.
Fever.
That's all. Oh my God, I hate the clubs over here. Seriously, I do. I didn't.
Dre's having a mental
I know,
breakdown.
and actually, I used to go to the clubs and get mad. Like I'd sit down and
For real,
Bro.
for real.
You know what?
Right.
you know what the definition of insanity is? Doing the same thing over and
Over
over
and
again,
over.
expecting
Yes.
a different result.
No, but the
I
problem
used to
is
go
that-
thinking that they can turn
Maybe
up.
this time. Maybe this time.
No, but the problem
There's
is that
nothing.
the
Be
beat-
the time.
It's just
can't even
oons,
dance to
oons,
the
and then when
music.
oh God,
you can what?
They can't even dance to the music. I go to the club and I still hearing this some elevator music, right? And then I see my girl jump into a split in the floor. I'm like,
No.
what are you jumping into a
For me,
split
it's the
for?
twerk into everything.
oh my
Like,
God,
what is this twerk? Like, you do not twerk. to everything.
And
What
the
is this
fact that they
twerking?
think they could twerk, that's the problem as
You
well.
know what? Shout out DJ Evolution, who does keep us like sane, who does keep us, in check. Make sure that we
Weber,
still
you the
experience-
one.
Weber, we love you. Thank you for helping us experience Caribbean music over here, because without you,
We would be
We
lost.
would be lost.
Struggling.
We'd just be like on YouTube in the club, just like
Yeah.
speaking
We also
on
shout out the other
something.
DJs from the Caribbean too.
Yeah,
we
we
respect
appreciate
y'all
y'all,
too.
but Evolution-
But Evolution, he are one.
Yeah. He holding it down over here for sure.
Yeah, and another thing as well, I don't feel like there's many places over here to be in like your Caribbean element.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
that's another
that's
thing
a
as
problem.
well.
Them house parties was the only place.
Yeah, house parties are
House
legitimately
parties.
the only thing.
House
Whereas
parties.
you could be like, let's go on the fry, let's go on this, let's go on
No.
the fish fry, let's go to the club, let's go hang out by the corner.
Yeah, you don't
It's
have
none
that.
of that over here. You either go to your friend's house or you go.
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
Nowhere. There was
You ain't
nowhere.
There's
Yeah,
really
nowhere.
not much. So
We live for events thrown by
yeah.
the Caribbean system.
When you hear Caribbean
Yeah.
party, I'd be like, oh,
Like-
thank you God.
It's about time.
Like it's something to look forward to. It's
Yeah.
not like as if you already know where you're going this Friday. You have to like, okay, what is going on? What events happening? Like,
Yeah.
I think like everybody just know they're going to this one spot. No, it's
Yeah.
none of that.
Yeah, no.
Y'all gonna make me start crying. Like I don't
No.
understand. I'm going home. Like I'm going. I'm leaving. Anyway, what you're saying, Ashley?
Oh, I was saying, how do you feel about the difference in like the neighborhoods area in terms of, for me, I never would have thought to walk anywhere back home. But
Same.
here, I
yeah.
would walk from school to Spring
yes,
Garden
I feel a
to
lot safer.
I've been
Farrington.
walking on the side of the road at 2 a.m. in the
And
morning.
you don't even know.
without a care, literally. Like
Yeah.
that shit could
Remember
never
first
happen
year when we
back
just
home.
used to like 12 o'clock in the night and we like
We used
being
to be like,
tired to go to sleep.
Yeah,
Let's go to
let's go.
let's go for ice cream or something. It's like it's pitch black outside,
Yeah.
nobody outside, and we just walk in like that
It's
type
true.
of
Yes.
stuff. Oh, and the crime. Oh God.
I have a different experience as a male.
Yeah, obviously.
As a male.
Obviously, as a man. You feel safe everywhere, don't you?
I hate men. Anyway,
You can go to Germany and feel safe.
I know about that.
Germany crime. I don't know. I don't know. Why
I
you
was
said
like,
that.
what?
I know about all that.
But yeah, another thing is the crime. Like I feel way safer over here.
Over here.
I must say.
There's
Really.
another thing too. The dating scene over here is completely different than back home. Like as a woman, people don't really approach you.
No.
Like,
Oh,
And
yeah.
I used to that.
men don't really
Me,
You know what it is to
Yeah.
go to the gas station and the man serving gas.
Hey,
solid.
Hey, sweet
Hey,
name.
little thing.
Hey.
You're
Now-
not, you're not,
That
you
has
don't
been-
really experience.
You know what
that
their
over
compliments
here.
are? Your earrings are nice.
Nice,
Nigga,
it's
what,
true.
What you looking at my earrings? Come look at me.
I might be ashamed
It's
to all
completely different.
feminists everywhere when I say this, but I miss that.
Yes.
I miss
Kinda,
that.
yeah,
I
kinda.
miss walking that, not to be harassed, but I miss just
It was
knowing
just
that
a little
having
compliment.
Yeah,
You
like
know?
you
The
on
confidence.
your
Yeah,
shit.
the
A man
confidence
just saying,
in a
"Hey,
man.
baby girl, you look
But me,
nice
I-
today."
You know,
like I miss her in that.
Yeah, but I feel like at least what I've been hearing from a lot of my friends is that like as black women he is different.
Yeah.
It
because
is.
you know a lot
It
of people
is.
it's a little Caucasian and they be a
Yeah.
little intimidated,
They
especially,
are
especially when they hear a
very-
little bit of
yeah.
accent. So you,
Because
you,
they
you,
say
you
that
move
we're-
different, you
we're
dress
forward,
different.
We're forward, we're aggressive, and
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
the
aggressive.
accent is harsh to them.
boss.
And I'm
That's
like,
another
I'm just talking
thing.
to you. I'm not aggressive.
That's another thing. At least I don't know if it's just me, but I always get that I'm confrontational. I always get that I'm aggressive and
That's a Caribbean
confrontational.
thing,
Yeah.
though.
It's
Like, I
true,
think
which
we don't
is
let
not
things
true.
sit. That's
Yeah.
why.
What else is there, guys?
Saying sorry. I don't know if you haven't mentioned
Oh, Canadians love to say
that.
sorry.
Holding the door?
Let me tell y'all. Like they're
I
really
hold the door.
You know, them places would have like 4 doors to get through from the in,
Yes,
from the
and
outside,
they're
and, you
holding the
just
one
think,
door for you have to like do a little
and then they get to the next
You
door,
know?
and you be like, "Listen, I ordered bread. Come on, you could go.
Bro,
Like-
something I see people holding them, I'm just like, yo, you
Just
don't
go.
Yeah.
Just go."
Yeah, they
Just
would
go.
bump into you and then tell, you know, or if I bump into them, they'll be telling me sorry or like stuff like that.
Like,
Like,
2 meters away and holding the door open for you. It's like,
Yeah.
no, just go.
Just
go.
go. That's the next thing with the measurements for me, because you know how we measured in like Fahrenheit and Celsius
yeah.
and
Yeah.
centimeters and inches and
That's
miles and
another
K.
thing. Yeah,
like that
everything
took
over
a
here
toll
is
on
in
me.
Celsius, where
Yeah.
they're saying it's like 79 degrees. Oh, you mean 12? I'm like,
I just know the area range of it. I'm just like, okay, so it might be a little cold.
Hey, y'all let's use Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just use Fahrenheit.
come on now.
No,
We use
some places in the
Celsius.
Caribbean use Celsius and some use Fahrenheit.
We use
And that was
Celsius.
another thing
I
I
don't
didn't
know
know.
Fahrenheit.
Like in terms of Caribbean wise, like I always thought we all was almost on one accord.
yeah,
But
same.
it's different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty
All in
much
all,
it.
it's a good experience being here in Canada. Obviously,
Yeah.
I would encourage anybody to like leave your home, even if it's just for
Leave
a
your
year.
home.
Leave
Or
your
visit.
home. Leave
Or
Not even-
visit. Just
yeah,
a visit.
Even if it's for a year, just experience new things in life.
and
like,
also
you know,
I feel like Canada is very, very welcoming to
yes,
They are.
to immigrants and stuff like that.
That's why I even came here, because I felt like I would be comfortable.
Yes.
Like it's not a why you in my country type of
Yeah.
thing.
Yes,
They're very, very welcome. They're calling for people to come here anyway. So
experience things.
Take
man,
the
like,
opportunity.
Yeah, go out.
it's really nice being here, getting more perspective.
Yeah.
So yeah, guys, that's what the difference is.
So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And hit that bell.
For just $1 a day, you can help a Caribbean person in Halifax get a decent meal.
Tuition, please.
We need money.
We're not really struggling.
I,
Yourself.